Decentralized video is in heck. 20 years ago, a third of internet traffic was going peer-to-peer through BitTorrent, where users can connect with each other to download a video or a song or anything from anyone that has a copy. Today, BitTorrent is probably less than 4% of internet traffic. The rise of digital video has happened on YouTube, where people post videos to one website, and everyone has to connect to that website to see those videos. That's called centralization. I'm a real supporter of decentralization. The first place I post videos is usually this kind of decentralized network here,
Nostr,
where you can't be fully banned. I also use it for the download links in my video descriptions. I started a new YouTube channel right when I posted a video on Nostr for the first time. YouTube was the only centralized platform I would use because it's the biggest one, and maybe it's where I can find who I'm trying to reach. At the same time, I copied the channel to some other platforms that claim to be decentralized, like this one called Odysee, because I want to reach people interested in decentralization, and I want to support that movement beyond just posting my videos on Nostr. These alternative platforms have smaller communities, but that's supposed to be a good thing for people who don't have a lot of subscribers or followers. The selling point is that you can escape the algorithms silencing your voice, feeding everyone slop. Sadly, the reality is that even on a small channel with 0 subscribers, YouTube seems to give me more reach than other platforms right now. Odysee is basically ruined. Maybe it has been for a long time. It was originally a blockchain-based thing called LBRY. Now, the Odysee people are migrating users to a new thing called LBRY. When they were making that decision, they had this really weird exchange where someone recommended Nostr and Odysee went,
"They actually said no to us."
Seriously bizarre statement. Were the Odysee people lying here, or did they get tricked by Derek Ross calling himself the Nostr CEO or something? Personally, I just don't use any payments with Nostr or YouTube or Odysee. The real problem with all of them is that they don't use BitTorrent to serve videos. Everyone has to connect to the same server network for a video. Nostr is more decentralized than YouTube because the server network can have multiple people managing servers separately, but it's not like BitTorrent, where every user device is a potential server. Nostr also isn't really built for videos yet. It was originally more of a Twitter clone, but it lets you post longer videos without paying, so it can kind of be used as a YouTube replacement.
But let me show you why we're number one. Slide me that case behind the couch. You see, business is all about being able to adapt.
YouTube recently banned a channel with a lot of Nostr followers called Bitcoin Sessions and then reinstated them after a few days. In the meantime, a lot of people on Nostr started talking about the need for a decentralized video streaming app. But I don't think any of the apps are well optimized for it right now. I haven't seen a finished interface where you can just scroll through video thumbnails and titles like on YouTube. There's this prototype thing called Plebs, but it doesn't work properly at the moment. There's a major Nostr app called Primal where the creators responded to the recent YouTube drama by announcing that they're working on a new Nostr video thing. The Primal app has more issues than any other when it comes to rendering pictures and videos. It still won't even show WebM videos. That's the main file type for online video these days. The Primal people are announcing these big plans before fixing their existing app. I don't know if they have what it takes to pull this off. I have a feeling they're going to charge money for some of the most basic features YouTube doesn't charge money for. I've already paid like 1 million Satoshi for a Primal lifetime subscription before the release of whatever video thing they have planned, so I think I'll be grandfathered into a subscription for that too. But I'll be surprised if the paid offerings even match what YouTube offers without payment. One thing that's hard to get around is if the service is useless for people without money, then it's also kind of useless for people with money because no one else is showing up. Maybe Primal could compete using different strengths and weaknesses, falling short of YouTube in some areas, but also solving some of its problems.
Now it'd be worth millions to the company if we could get them to use lamps and burn our kerosene instead, wouldn't it?
Only 1 in 1,000 could afford a lamp.
The company could afford to give them away. They'd pay for themselves in a few months. It'd create a new market. You just multiply a few cents worth of kerosene by the millions of people in China. Figure those profits coming in year after year.
I'm afraid there's a catch.
YouTube is all about collecting user data and doing targeted advertising. Maybe Primal's offering could involve a JavaScript-free Onion service to offer better privacy and censorship resistance to users. But instead, I have a feeling being ad-free is about as far as they might go. They'll probably rely on DNS, which is centralized, and JavaScript, which is known for a history of serious security issues. BitTorrent is still a relatively easy way to solve some of YouTube's biggest problems. You know the watch $V equals part in a YouTube link, with a code acting as the actual video's address? On Nostr and BitTorrent, every address is identified with a hash, which is a code generated from the actual data at that address. If two torrents are identical, they can have the same info hash, but every different torrent has its own. This helps make it possible for your device to connect to other devices all across the network, find out who has copies of whatever files you're looking for, and verify that you're getting the right file, not changed at all from the original. Since Primal is a Nostr app, I'm sure Primal's system will give every video its own hash-based ID, but I think Primal should also integrate BitTorrent. I mentioned how the Nostr network doesn't make every user's device a server like BitTorrent does, so this helps a lot with decentralization. Primal could allow videos to be uploaded via BitTorrent and then attach the info hash to each post. They could also act as the first place to download from, generating torrents and info hashes for videos uploaded by other methods. The bare minimum would just be a place where users can manually enter the BitTorrent info hash for a given video.
I'll let in just enough air to keep the flame alive. Of course, it won't burn very brightly, but it'll give twice the light that peanut oil would.
It goes in. I hope they accept it.
They couldn't afford not to.
It's a rich company. They can afford a lot of things.
Nostr at its core is just a protocol with specifications that explain how everything works. Different apps can send posts back and forth to each other by following the protocol. So if Primal creates a video app and adds a new video protocol to the Nostr network, it would lay out rules for stuff like how thumbnails are loaded and what file types can be used. I'm sure they would include a text box for entering a video title and another one for a video description. I think if they don't have any provision for BitTorrent info hashes, then people might put them in video descriptions. But that still wouldn't help so much with sorting through everything and finding what you're looking for. This is concerning because it's probably harder to change it after getting started than to just get it right the first time. I'm guessing Primal won't have a very decentralized payment system for their video platform. They're unfortunately pretty much guaranteed to keep trying to steer users from hard money to Lightning. They probably still won't have a way for users to enter a Dogecoin or Monero wallet address for tipping. They might offer better terms of service, better revenue percentages for video creators, something to sweeten the deal for certain people, but my main issue with YouTube honestly might be that they work with the authorities to make sure people born in the slave class of the US population can't safely collect payments without funding mass murder. No disrespect to people trying to make a living who think YouTube is their best option, but seriously, I don't see any possible way to safely monetize my YouTube channel. Primal will probably have the same problem, so revenue percentages for video creators probably won't really matter for me. There are other projects out there, of course. I tried Gleave.xyz, but it didn't work too well. There's a new app called PubKey that's just entered invite-only beta, with the creators saying they plan to make it more decentralized later, but it's more of a Twitter clone, like Nostr. I've been trying it, and it has one of the same issues as Primal, no WebM support. I'm also not sure if the PubKey network is designed to scale to YouTube's size. The bandwidth and storage requirements are bigger than a Twitter clone, I think.
Wait, before you post that video, I have some points to add. When we do get a decentralized app that is designed to scale, it's going to put YouTube under a lot of pressure. YouTube might not even be able to handle its own storage and bandwidth requirements in such a harsh competitive environment. Please write to your local representatives and ask them to guarantee funding for YouTube. Sorry, did I say YouTube? I meant PBS, or something like that. The YouTube brand already has plenty of staff who can easily contact your local representatives. They don't need your help at the moment, don't worry. YouTube's business interests would seem well served by using any possible influence to ensure that any decentralized video network develops with ads, or pay per gigabyte plans, or something they can use to make money if the YouTube app is converted into a Nostr app. BitTorrent doesn't help very much with any of that, so, good luck with your fixation on it. A Nostr transition would require a mathematical pivot point, where there's a good trade-off between advertising for competition, and acquiring Nostr's video library. Right now, Nostr has very few videos and very few users, so YouTube endorsing it would just be a huge advert for a competing network. But there could come a time where YouTube's growth slows down, when Nostr has a lot of videos and video creators, which YouTube can add to its library by becoming a Nostr app. To delay this pivot point, YouTube might also strategically prefer for any decentralized video app to maximize the use of public domain or Creative Commons licenses. As a courtesy to the Creative Commons community, YouTube has a little box where you can select if your video is Creative Commons when you post. Adding that feature to other apps should help make it easy to index those videos and potentially import them to YouTube's library, without turning it into a Nostr app, while still continuing to promote copyright restrictions and other related elements of their corporate ideology. You may now resume your regularly scheduled programming.
If you have a home server, you can still just rely on your own storage and bandwidth using BitTorrent, but not everyone has a home server, so that's not a viable way for everyone to post videos. There are services called
seed boxes
that will host torrent files for you. Hosting the file is called seeding, but none of them are free or have good terms of service anymore. As far as I know, they all limit their offerings so that you can't really use them like a home server to post your videos without relying on YouTube. Actually, there is one exception. The donation-driven archive.org. You can post videos there without paying and they'll offer a torrent download, but they can easily ban you or remove your content, and the way they handle torrents is kind of weird. They're also constantly being sued and attacked because the services they offer make them a target, especially the famous Wayback Machine that lets users browse snapshots of web pages from the past. They're definitely in a difficult position for trying to scale to YouTube's user base.
Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future, but I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments, and I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism.
It would be great to just have a community of people with home servers come together on Nostr or something, offering to seed torrents for video creators. We wouldn't need any new app for that. It just hasn't happened. Kinda seems like no one actually cares about decentralized video. Maybe all this stuff at least puts pressure on the YouTube people to stop making YouTube worse. They probably wouldn't want any of these rival projects to get too serious. Maybe that's why the algorithms have been letting my videos reach viewers, to help ensure people like me will keep coming back to YouTube. I'm just saying, YouTube has shown my videos to a few people. It's listed my stuff as related videos a few times on exactly the videos I'd hoped to be listed next to. I took down the most viewed video on this YouTube channel before it hit 50 views because it was going up too fast and I wasn't sure if it really met the quality standard to be my first 50 view video. With Odysee, on the other hand, my most viewed video has 7 views, and I've racked up 3 Odysee followers after posting once in a while for about a year. Nostr doesn't count views, so people will usually at least drop an emoji or something to let you know they enjoyed something on there. I have a few hundred Nostr followers now, but I still get around
0 to 2 likes
on a video there, so I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 views? That's about fair for most of my uploads. Videos aren't my specialty. Some of my articles are better, but I hate when a video asks me to stop watching and go read. It just seems like all my traffic in places like Nostr and Odysee comes from spending time farming engagement. The stuff I post doesn't simply get shown to people automatically. I have to get people to click a link. You could argue I still get more actual engagement from Nostr than YouTube. People have replied to me a few times about videos I've posted there while nobody has commented on the YouTube copies. However, it's not really a fair comparison because I'm always kinda hinting that people should post their comments for me on Nostr instead of YouTube, and I already had about 100 followers on Nostr when I started this YouTube channel. You could still say Nostr indirectly drives the reach I get on YouTube. That's fair. Maybe Nostr is one of those rival projects that pressure YouTube to keep users interested. You could also argue it doesn't matter because YouTube will end up removing my videos for saying I wish Nassim Aghdam was still alive, or I wish the kids in Gaza were not walled into a death camp, or I wish all 50 states would at least try to count every eligible citizen's vote.
I'm not actually saying it, I'm just letting you know that it's illegal to say that. It's kind of like a public service. I'm letting you know so that you don't accidentally go out and say something like that.
YouTube and Nostr actually have pretty similar possible ways to stop content from being seen. It is true that Nostr can't fully ban you, but that doesn't guarantee anyone will see your posts. Nostr's data verification isn't peer-to-peer. Nostr doesn't ensure that notifications are received, or that everyone sees the same list of posts in a profile, or the same list of replies on a post. Nostr also doesn't have very good spam filtering, so real interactions can easily be drowned out, sometimes by really volatile stuff that might make you not want to go back ever again. Some of these issues are the same on YouTube. Comments and replies can randomly disappear, notifications and subscriptions can be tampered with, If you subscribe to my channel and then forget, YouTube can easily forget too. Just like how you could follow me on Nostr but never actually see my posts. The real key to decentralization and resisting censorship isn't any app, it's connections between people. You checking on the people you know can be more impactful than any app or any protocol. When my friend Digit was on Wall Street Bets, she talked sometimes about the cutting-edge technology being worked on at Alphabet, the company that owns YouTube and Google. She recommended the stock. Maybe I'm allowed to post on YouTube as long as I make videos she might like.
I'll let myself out.
Wonder if she'll ever see any of these videos. Thanks for listening. Now here's how empty Bar Harbor gets during winter.